Hi there, I'm Mitch Connor from Swix Sport. I'm here today to introduce to you the Swix wax concept. On my table I have a variety of waxes, and just to take out the science fiction to the wax protocols that we're using, there's a lot of races coming right away, so I want to give you the opportunity to watch this video and figure out the waxes that you need. Alright, so I'm going to introduce to you our Pro Speed lineup. We're going from 10, 8, 7, 6, and 5. So these are nice formula overlay waxes. They're all hydrocarbon. They're completely chemical free. They get a green stamp of approval. So trust that the wax is not harmful to our environment. When you look at the overlays, we're going from air temp, which is 0 to plus 10 on the PS10. On the PS8, we're going -4 to +4. The PS7, we're going -2 to -8. PS6, we're going -6 to -21. And finally, the PS5, we're going -10 to -18. The next up in our lineup is the high speed program. So with the high speed, we have the same formula, 10, 8, 7, 6, and 5 as our Pro Speed. Also has no chemicals in it whatsoever, so it does get our green stamp of approval, feel good about the environment. And then when you look at the temperature overlays, it's exactly the same. So 0 to +10, sorry, for the HS10, going -4 to +4 for HS8, and HS7 is -2 to -8. HS6 is -5 to -12, and then finally HS5 -10 to -18. Another part of our lineup that's sort of a sidebar now. It used to be our 4 wax, it was called. So it's our coldest wax possible, and we now just call it Pro Polar. It again is a hydrocarbon wax, and it's our hardest wax available. We use this wax sparingly. Fortunately now our temperatures don't go to the extremes that they used to, so the polar wax is something that if you do buy one, you'll probably have it for a long time. In alpine, I use just a bead about 1 centimeter in from the edges, so it helps keep the durability. And I usually always crayon the wax on versus dripping it on. It's a tougher wax to scrape off, so again, use it sparingly and only in extreme cold weather. This wax will go from -14 to -32. All right, I'm going to introduce to you now, first up is our liquid waxes. So again, we start with the Pro Speed wax, 10, 8, 7, and finally 6. Now these liquid waxes are so easy to use for snowboarding, for recreational skiing. The Pro Speed level, again, this gets our green stamp of approval. There's no chemicals in this wax whatsoever. To use the waxes, you're going to start with the room temp ski. You're going to spray this wax on, giving it thorough coverage. And then after setting 10 to 15 minutes, you're going to polish it with a nylon brush. Very simple. Okay, now I'm going to introduce to you our high-speed waxes. So just a little bit more formulated for that racer in mind, or that real performance enthusiast. If you're a snowboarder, or if you're a racer, or if you're a freestyle skier, this wax is good for all of that. I like the high-speed waxes. They have a quite a bit more longevity, let's say durability to them. There's no forever chemicals in them whatsoever. They get our green stamp of approval. I like now here at in the store we have multi-marketing. We're doing next year's labels and this year's labels, so it's pretty cool. The temperature ratings are again from warm to cold. This wax, you're gonna have it that skis at room temperature, and you're going to let it set for 10 to 15 minutes, then finally brush. A little side note on this: these waxes are good alone or as a top coat. So I mean, as a top coat, if you're waxing with, let's say, a HS7 hydrocarbon wax, you can brush that out, scrape it out, and then you can apply the liquid. It's a good formula for those racers to help you go a little faster. All right, so now I'm going to introduce to you the top of the food chain here, and this is our TS wax. TS stands for top speed, and this is our liquid edition. It still has our green stamp of approval, so environmentally friendly. I just want to point out that our top speed liquid waxes are our most durable, and that's almost an understatement. They really do a good job. They last a long, long time. I use these as a top coat, finishing up my hydrocarbon hot waxing. It's a great top coat, but it's really good as a base coat for your powders, which we're going to introduce to you at a later time. Now that I've introduced the wax lineup to you, I do want to talk a little bit about each of these overlap waxes, so 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, and polar. At the bottom right hand corner of our waxes, you'll see a little indication here of what to melt this particular wax at Celsius. So that Celsius take on there, this one is 145. If I'm running my iron too hot, the wax is going to smoke. If the wax is smoking, it becomes contaminated. It's not good for your lungs, and it's also not good for the ski. If you're running it too cold, it's not going to have that desired bond to the base. Therefore, it's not going to last at all in that ski. So we got to hit the right temperature. How to choose a good iron now. We have formula waxes. We have known temperature settings that we need to adjust to. And to have a good iron, we have two irons here that I'm showing you in the store. This is your basic economy iron. It does come with a little dial setting here, so it does have every indication in Celsius from 100 right up to 150. So it works really well that way. Trying to make sure that I don't overcook my wax. I don't want any smoking wax. Really important we have a basic iron at minimum to make sure that we're hitting that proper temperature range. If you want to jazz it up a little bit, we move into now our first price point digital iron. The digital irons are very good. It takes a little bit of the guesswork out of it. So as I turn this dial here, I see the temperature rating right in this little window here. It does help quite a bit. Our irons do a really good job of heating up to temperature and cooling down to temperature.